Welcome to the Art of Vibrancy podcast. It's a place where inspired experts distill their brilliance down into simple, practical advice that you can use right away. It's 8 minutes, it's 4 questions, and it's one practical piece of advice that you can put into use today. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Art of Vibrancy podcast. Today we're absolutely going to brighten your day because I have with me Jenna Carpenter. Jenna, how are you today and where are you speaking from? Tell our audience.
I'm so good. I'm speaking from Idlewild, California.
Where's that? Ida? How do you say it?
Idlewild.
Idlewild. And I think we've had a little conversation. It's a fantastic secret place which is in the mountains and absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
It sounds wonderful.
It's as magical as it sounds.
Right. Idlewild sounds wonderful. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little bit about Jenna. I'll just tell our audience a little bit about you, Jenna. Jenna is passionate about sharing a realistic approach to holistic living. I love that. I'm the same. Through her own experience with health, she has learned that life is so much sweeter when you feel whole, vibrant, and energized. Jenna believes that to do that, one must heal imbalances from the inside out. She's dedicated to teaching others how to incorporate healthy food and lifestyle choices that are enjoyable. That's so important that it has to be enjoyable. Jenna works with clients one-to-one or in groups to achieve their personal goals with a healthy body reset program. So Jenna, you know the score. It's going to be, the podcast is 4 questions in 8 minutes, and I've got the dreaded timer. But just relax, go with the flow, and we'll do this podcast now. So, your timer's started. Jenna, what, in your experience, is the biggest problem that people face as they age with regard to staying healthy, well, and positive?
All right. Well, in my opinion, I think that social media gets in the way. And, there's all these ideas of how we should look and how should we act. And even there's like an age element that is factor into it all. So yeah, I think that I would definitely want to emphasize the cultural pressure and, the less time that we can spend on that, I think that overall we are healthier.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. So social media, people, that gets in the way because they're looking at the ideal of what they should be like.
Yeah. And even, when you're posting, whether it be in different platforms like Instagram or Facebook, there's all these filters that they put on you. And it's like, wait a second, I'm actually 35 and I have wrinkles. Like, where did those wrinkles, I worked hard for those wrinkles, it's like, I smile a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that people don't realize that social media has a bigger impact on our health than we're aware of.
That's a really interesting take, that. I like that. So, second question. Loads of time, we're doing well. What are the common mistakes or misconceptions people have about solving that? So they're taking too much notice of social media. What are the mistakes that people make about stopping doing it when you've got
obviously,
clients, for instance?
Yeah. So just again, like spending too much time on there and then shifting out of that and just doing these little steps, taking a small step towards change, trying something new. And I'm sure you and your audience has heard of SMART goals, that acronym, but I'll go ahead and repeat.
You explain, yeah.
So yeah, it's making these specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals. So I think that, doing something new and getting out of getting out of that rabbit hole that's so easy to fall into on any of the social media platforms.
Yeah, yeah. Like it can eat your life, can't it? You, and also,
Definitely.
would you agree that it's addictive? It's designed to be addictive.
Exactly. Yeah. If you haven't already seen The Social Dilemma, it's definitely a documentary that I would highly recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, yeah. Right. Well, we've got 4 minutes 40 left, so we're doing great.
Good.
Number three. Question number three. This is a good one. Today's episode is called "How to Reset Your Body for Optimal Health." So we're going to get a piece of magic now, I think. Question number three. What's the number one tip you could give our audience to help them today? So, a tangible, specific action that they can actually start doing right away, Jenna.
Yeah. Well, I think that in general, and it's like holistic approach and idea of incorporating diet, like the foods that you eat obviously have an impact on how you show up and how you function. Even on the other side of things, like the engagements and interactions that we have with people, so our relationships, but overall, and there's so much that I can speak to overall health, but I think that something that everyone can do today is trying something new, getting outside and remembering to breathe, and not just breathe like, breathing with our nose. And it's a whole different filtration, like when we breathe in our mouth and in our nose, right? Like it's going to filter out viruses and bacteria, and we can get into all of that. But getting outside, breathing in some fresh air, and trying something new and changing the way we think. Because again, it's really easy to fall down the rabbit hole, or get stuck in the mundane and doing the same thing every day, but switching it up is key, is gold.
Yeah. So your tip is to get outdoors and breathe.
Yeah.
How simple is that?
Do
If
something.
everyone did that, it would be a happier world, wouldn't it? And like
I
you said,
agree.
breathe through the nose. Just give me one reason why people should breathe through the nose.
Just helps calm down the nervous system, the cardiovascular system, and just bringing a little bit more awareness about how we're breathing, but even where our body is in space. So
Right,
taking
right.
it back.
I get that. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. So, the last question.
Okay.
You've done great here. I might ask you another quick question at the end here. What free resource would you like to share with our audience? Something of yours perhaps that they could get for free.
Yeah. So my website, jennacarpenter.com, has a bunch of free recipes. And obviously I've got a good amount of blog posts in there, whether it be, yoga poses to do right before you go to bed, and all the things in between. But sending me an email or even a direct message on one of the social media platforms, speaking of, so yeah, those are the best ways, and especially for me, like I'm actually very extroverted, so that connection and speaking with people totally fills me up, so it doesn't drain me at all.
Right, right.
I
So
mean, there's a limit,
just
but
say the name of your website again.
jennacarpenter.com.
Jenna Carp. So easy. Right, Jenna, we've got 1 minute left. So here's the extra question. What's
All
the
right.
question that I should have asked you that I didn't? Tell us something about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I am a climber. I'm a rock climber, and in this magical town called Idlewild, it's actually called the Little Yosemite. And it was back in the day, in the like the 30s, the 50s, when climbing started to come about. They started developing this area as well, and the whole reason why I started climbing was because I am afraid of heights, and it's definitely like this exposure therapy. So doing something new, I can't emphasize enough how important that is, for our brains. But it's definitely, for me, it's, yeah, it's a staple.
Right, perfect. 10 seconds to go. So that's just perfect.
Wow.
Jenna, thank you so much. We'll just let the beeper go off and then we'll say goodbye to the audience. Okay, there you go.
All right. Yay.
Jenna, thanks so much. You've been absolutely marvelous, and I'll put your details underneath, and our audience will connect with you, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for checking out the Art of Vibrancy podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate us, and leave a review, and I'll love you forever. And if you'd like to try my energy boosting, inflammation busting, brain and body food breakfast, head over to www.breakfastofbrilliance.com and download the recipe today. See you soon. Bye.